What's up, everyone? Welcome to Nick and Alex. I'm Nick.
I'm Alex.
Okay. 今日はまたそのアメリカとロシアの違いについて話します。
Part 2.
Okay. More questions.
More questions. So, talk about the concepts of friendship and friendliness in your country.
Okay. I can only talk about the concept in contrast to Japan.
Okay, that works.
I feel like friends, in some ways, talk about more personal matters together, like problems or political stuff.
Yes.
Also, in America, one big difference between America and Japan is, from my experience, Americans will just call you up an hour before they're coming over and then come over. And you hang out and have a house party or you have friends over. In Japan, everything's a lot more scheduled.
Yes.
And you go out. Obviously, it's because houses are bigger in America. But I think it has, there's more spontaneity. Is that the right word?
Spontaneity?
Spontaneity. One of those.
Okay.
これ英語のチャンネル。Yeah.
Okay. What about friendliness?
Yeah, people who are friendly are very friendly, and people who are dicks I mean, I shouldn't say that. People who are jerks. まあ大丈夫だよ。dick はそのクソ野郎ってことね。意味はチンチン。Yeah, people who are dicks are dicks. Yeah.
Okay. How many episodes did it take us to
I
finally
don't
get
know.
to this word?
I will try not to use the F word.
Okay, let's try our best.
Yeah, we'll try our best. But this is a YouTube channel. There's no rules. So,
yes, but
don't
learn it from us.
Yeah, don't learn it from us. Say you learned it from somebody else. Yeah.
Well, anyway, back to friendliness. Do you think American friendliness is genuine? Or...
ごめん、俺完全に最初に間違ったね。You meant friendliness, not friends, right?
Oh, I mean both.
Oh,
so
okay.
First friendship and then friendliness.
Yeah, I mean, Americans are very, they'll say, hey, how's it going? You never met them before. Or when my Japanese partner came to Georgia,
yes,
and he was wearing a suit, people would just be like, hey, nice suit, man.
Ooh.
Yeah. So people don't do that in Japan, really.
No, definitely not.
Unless they're drunk at a bar or something like that.
Actually, the other day I was at a konbini and the cashier complimented me. She was like, well, first she was really surprised I spoke Japanese.
Oh.
And then she was like, oh, you're so beautiful.
Really?
And she said it twice and I was really surprised.
Oh.
That doesn't really happen.
You should have been like, 狂ってんの?
No, I want to introduce this culture of talking to people in Japan. I really hope that small talk becomes a thing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty genuine, you would say.
Yeah, genuine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, obviously that's not the case with Russia.
Yeah.
But no, actually, in terms of friendship, I would agree that people kind of put a lot of meaning into it. If we do call someone friends, then it means a lot.
Yeah.
So probably people have kind of less friends, but then people say that Russians don't smile.
Yeah.
So Russians are not friendly. But I feel like whenever you get into that in-group, which is hard and then it takes time, but if you do get into the in-group, then
they do smile. People
are super nice to you, and
it's like that in Japan, though, right? Don't you think?
Maybe I've never been in that Japanese in-group. That's why I don't know. But okay, so do you think that the size of your country has affected your history?
Do you think that the size of your... Sorry.
What is this episode?
American joke.
Want to talk about American humor?
Affects what?
The history of your country.
Of course. I mean, America's just so big, it's hard to... I mean, Russia's bigger, right?
It is. It's the biggest country in the world.
I mean, America's pretty unified considering how many states there are, you know? But yeah, of course.
But you do have different, every state has its own state government.
Yeah. There's a federal government and then state government. Yeah.
Right. So they kind of do function separately, and then so it's not a problem, right?
Texas has Texas's type of,
Yeah. Yeah, that's why some states have legalized some things and some haven't.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there is a sort of some people say that Russia is such a mess because it's so big, and it's hard to kind of coordinate things. But I think that America is a good example that you can coordinate things.
I have a question. Do Russians understand Russians from anywhere in Russia?
Yes.
Okay. That's amazing.
It's very weird. Every time I talk to British people or even Japanese people, they're they live in small countries, but they have this different accents in English, and Russia is huge, but we all understand each other perfectly.
That's
well.
amazing.
Like we have maybe every region has like a couple of words that they use.
Huh,
but
interesting.
That's much.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so oh yes, let's talk about the army.
Okay.
Is it compulsory?
No.
It's not, right?
So it's not compulsory. So people, I mean, there's people who can't do anything else sometimes when they join, and it's been compulsory in the past.
When did it stop being compulsory?
I think after Vietnam.
Okay.
But you usually want to in America, and that's probably a good thing in some ways.
Did you go?
No, but I kind of regret not going maybe for 2 years or something like that. I think it's really good for discipline to join the army. And I think that men should join the army. Like I know Korea makes it so you have to go. Israel, Austria's like that. Switzerland I think's like that too.
Is it? Switzerland is never in any wars. Like, why would they even have an army?
But they have a good self-defense, I think. But I think no, you don't have to. Russia's compulsory, right?
Yes. But I feel like they do that because obviously it's very easy to brainwash people in the army. So, of course it teaches you discipline, but also teaches you obedience.
Yes.
And there is a very kind of thin line.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure how I feel about the army, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I've heard some good things about it, actually. But also,
Russian army?
Well, Russian army and army in general, but I've heard some really bad things too.
Well, I mean, I've heard like the Spetsnaz,
Yes.
How do you say it in Russian?
Spetsnaz.
Spetsnaz. The Spetsnaz. They're like ロシアの特殊部隊. That the death rate is like really high in it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You don't really... there is no guarantee you're coming back.
Yeah. America's not like I think the American military like motto is not one man left behind. So if somebody gets shot or anything like that, it's like a rule that you have to go back and bring them back. I can't imagine that that's the same for Russia.
Well, the thing is, we have this saying like Russia doesn't leave its people behind.
Yeah.
But
Russia keeps its people in the gulags.
Ouch. But yes, I do think that's a very sweet phrase, but it doesn't really fit the reality.
Well, I'm sure America's the same. I'm sure everything isn't 100%.
Well, every government is
every
liars.
government. Yeah.
Okay, well, last thing, let's talk about things that you personally dislike about your country.
The thing I dislike about America is the manners have gotten really bad. People talk really loud on trains. They're dirty. I've seen people cut their nails on the bus before. It's too me-centric.
Okay.
Only thinking about yourself. I like how Japanese people think about other people more.
Yes, definitely.
That's probably my biggest. I wish service in America was more flat. Like, there's either really good service or just shitty service. So, yeah. What about you?
Oh, well, I think that Russians lack respect for like an individual and for other human beings as well. So no one thinks about others, but like sort of in a different way, but just not because they're self-centric, but because they just literally don't care about anything.
Yeah.
So that like people, that's why people are very rude, and they would never consider. No, I mean there are nice Russian people.
Yeah.
I always make it sound like Russia is like the horrible place, but. It's not 100% just like hell, but so that rudeness and that lack of respect is one thing. Another thing, I really, really think that Russians need to be more open-minded, and hopefully, if they could travel abroad and just see what it looks like instead of just watching the TV and making assumptions.
TV sucks everywhere. It's the worst.
It's true.
Yeah, I hate TV.
I do understand that a lot of people don't have the the financial or the funds to go abroad, and
but
if you've never been, you shouldn't claim that you know what it looks like.
Yeah. You can't talk about Japan unless. I mean, I always read about, like, if somebody can't speak Japanese, like a historian or something like that, I automatically assume that they don't know about Japan, because I feel like understanding the language is such an important part. And also, like, living there. Like, you can be a fan of Japan and not live in Japan, but you don't know Japan until you lived in Japan.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Because, if you just watch anime, then you come here and you're like, oh, this is completely not anime.
Exactly. So.
Okay, and one last thing about Russia. Gosh, what should it be? I feel like maybe we share this problem. It's just people who are born in a big country with some sort of like great past, or the legend of great past and present. They get like dragged into this legend, and they just oh, we're the coolest people. They have some sort of that special attitude that I really
there's like an attitude of American exceptionalism. You've ever heard that?
Well,
and
exactly,
I mean, obviously that's not like, I've been to other countries, and people are like, America's the best country in the world, and I think it's one of the best countries in the world for sure, but there's lots of other amazing countries.
So, well, I suppose the conclusion is go abroad, appreciate other
learn
cultures.
new stuff.
Yes.
Okay, everybody, see you next time. Bye.